Hello, this is RICKY, the YouTube Tech Guy. Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Mobile Weekly / Mobile Q&A, where we go over all latest news that happened during the week of mobile and tech and answer your questions live. If you have a question you want to ask, just ask it in the comment section down below, and I will answer it before the end of the show. Pretty good show today. We have some new stuff going on, obviously, with some of the announcements coming after CES. Obviously, it's going to be all about Samsung in a lot of ways, but we do still have some updates on Apple as well. So without further ado, let's get started. All right, so the first big news is confirming the dates for the S22 launch. So we have confirmation that the announcement is now definitely going to be the second week of February. So basically February 8th or February 9th is looking like the dates for it. So it looks like we will be getting it on either Tuesday or Wednesday will be the actual announcement, the Samsung Unpacked event. So judging by that, we probably should get the announcement announced by the end of next week. That's the typical fashion. It could be as late as January 31st, but typically we get a little bit of a 2 weeks kind of build up to it. So I'm expecting it probably by next week as the official Unpacked is announced. And remember, it will be all digital. There will be no in-person event this year. So that is one thing to keep in mind. Then pre-orders will start on the 9th. If you pre-register, remember, once Samsung announced Unpacked, you will basically be able to pre-register to get in line for the phones. You want to do this as soon as possible and then use the email that you plan on using for your account to purchase. Once that is all set up on the 9th, you will then basically get the pre-orders. If you did not register to be in line, then you will not be able to pre-order it till the 11th. So just to get everything, if you pre-registered to pre-order as soon as it launches, you will get the email on the 9th to get automatically available to be the first to pre-order. If not, you will have to wait until the 11th. So just to give you all kind of bases covered, that is how it's going to be set up. Then, when is the official launch? So the S22 series is going to be coming out the week of the 20s. So it's either going to be the 24th or the 25th. We're getting conflicting rumors here. Now, I would say traditionally, it's always been the 25th. That's typically where it always lands. However, I will say that you always get it, early if you did pre-order. One big thing is if you do pre-order, you are liable to get it earlier than anyone else out there. Typically, I would say most people get it by the Tuesday of that week, which would be the 22nd, and almost everybody that pre-orders does get it by the 23rd, which is Wednesday. So that is the week we're looking at for launch, and pre-orders again or Unpacked event will be on either the 8th or the 9th, and the launch officially will be the 24th or the 25th. So let me know in the comment section, guys, are you going to be getting the S22, the S22 Plus, or the S22 Ultra? Remember, I do want to point out that if you did get an S21 or S20, this is your first real big upgrade for the S22 in terms of cameras. Like, this will be a substantial upgrade in terms of cameras. Samsung's series has been stagnant on the S10, S20, S10, S20, S21 have all had the same cameras pretty much, camera sensors for the regular series and the Plus series. But this year that will change. They're going to get a pretty good upgrade. So if you still are holding on to an S10, S10 Plus, or S20, S20 Plus, this would be a good time to upgrade those models, just because you are going to get a good upgrade in your camera quality. Now, of course, the Ultra is going to basically be a Note. So anyone that's been holding out for a new Note, this is the de facto Note. Even Samsung still internally is calling it the Note series. So again, it's kind of interesting to see. We still do believe it's going to be called the S22 Ultra and not the S22 Note or anything like that. But it really is looking like that will be coming. So very curious to see what you guys think in terms of it. But it looks like that I think a lot of people will be happy to get the successor to the Note. I know I am. I am so ready to get rid of my Fold 3, the Galaxy Fold 3 for this phone. Definitely. Like yes, I'm there for it. I will have no problem getting rid of my Fold 3 in order to get this product. Let me know what you guys think. All right, and then we had some leaked images of the 3 Galaxy Tab S8s. Now, whether or not MWC 2022 will happen or not, it is one definite thing, and that is that it will be the launch for the new tablets for Samsung. Now, of course, we always expect things to come out of it, like, possibly the new ROG phone would be announced there, some new Xiaomi phones, possibly new Huawei phone. There's all kinds of mobile devices that could come from the MWC event at Barcelona. But the biggest thing is going to be, of course, that one of the biggest things definitely is seeing this huge new Samsung tablet come out in the Galaxy S22, Galaxy S8 Ultra. And this is going to be a 14.6 inch display. So that is obviously just ridiculous, bigger than any tablet we've ever seen, by a good amount, to be fair. And with a 29,000 by 1848 pixels, huge display, 120 hertz refresh rate. It does look like it will be Gorilla Glass 5, and again, this does have a pixel density of over 400, so pretty solid all around. Now, this is going to have the Snapdragon the newest Snapdragon, basically Snapdragon 8 Gen 1, the newest chip. So I am curious how the battery will do, although this will have over an 1100, if I'm not mistaken, milliamp battery, so pretty substantial battery inside of it, and 16 gigs of RAM, 512 storage. Now this is the up to variant, so we'll see what the regular one comes out with. I mean, these are already suspected to be about 1,300 to 1,400 in terms of price for the Ultra. So pretty substantial upgrade if you do have an older one for sure. And then we are going to have the regular Tab S8 and Tab S8 Plus. The Tab S8 will unfortunately follow its predecessor in having only an LCD display, which kind of sucks. I wish it was, just a regular OLED. But that is one thing that Samsung started doing, was that the regular S tablet will still have an LCD, and then you have to get the Plus variant to get the OLED. And of course, in this case, the Ultra will also have the OLED. So the top one, of course, is going to have that notch that we've all heard about. It has a little cutout right here. You can kind of see it, which I am definitely not a fan of. Yes, I understand it has 2 cameras there, and that's why it's there. I still would rather take 1 camera, and I would be fine with it. But they're basically going to do what Apple has done in terms of a regular camera and an ultra wide angle camera, so it can essentially follow you around in video chats. That's the whole purpose of this technology. I wouldn't really be for it, but yeah, that's definitely what I would say in terms of it. So yeah, so that is everything coming to it. And then when it comes to the pricing, again, the Tab S8 Ultra is going to be the most expensive at about 1,800. And yes, that was I was trying to remember what the milliamps was. It is 11,200 for the battery on the Ultra. And then in terms of pricing, like I said, it would be about 1,400 for the Ultra itself, whereas the other ones, the Plus variant, is supposed to be coming around 1,200, and the lower end Tab S8 model is going to start off at about 700. Now, again, these are conversions, so more than likely it would probably be about 700, 1,100, and 1,400 if it goes by this pricing, but we'll have to wait and see just how much it is. That is really expensive. I mean, you are talking the price of an Ultrabook, which, again, this tablet does not have the capability of it. The only thing that I will say as a saving grace is that the Samsung tablets are pretty much the best media devices you can get. Like, if you just want a media consumption device, there's no better than getting an OLED display with Samsung's technology behind it with peak brightnesses easily over 1,000, and you're just getting a lot for it. So if you do want a media consumption device, I would recommend taking a look at the Tab S8 Plus and the Tab S8 Ultra for those purposes more so. But in terms of being a powerhouse, yes, it'll be the biggest powerhouse in terms of Android, but what do you need that kind of technology for is the question you have to ask yourself, because it is very well possible that you getting $1,000 to a $1,400 notebook, Ultrabook, is going to be much better for your purposes, unless it is just not pure media consumption. Which again, I will say, like, you know, I choose my tablet every time over any display when I travel. So if I'm getting on a plane, if I am watching movies at a hotel, anything along those lines, I am gonna be watching it on my tablet. Like, it's just a given. So yeah, so that's the kind of thing we're getting ready to see. So let me know what you guys think. All right, and then the final news before we get to your questions, and I did see that we had some super chat, so I will get to you, VC. I will get to your super chat in just a second. Apple is considering delaying its VR AR headset. And basically this goes to a couple of things from technology, to get everything right, and seeing how it goes. So it is interesting that we still don't know exactly what this is, if it's AR or VR technology. I am very interested to see how this entirely goes, especially with Tim Cook's recent comments that he doesn't want anything to do with a metaverse. AR is essentially, you know, the whole idea behind a metaverse. VR is the whole idea behind a metaverse. Whereas AR is more lifelike and, like, you know, your purpose. But if it's anything like this, then that's not going to be. It has to distinguish itself between a VR device or an AR device. I don't really think you can be both. One is tuning out the world, and one is mixing reality into the world. So I just recently even checked out the HTC Flow, which that video has not come out yet, from CES. And that video, overall, you know, it was a VR headset that was extremely lightweight, and it was very interesting to see. It would essentially go up against the Quest, but for by far a lighter device comparing to the Quest. But really where it kind of shines is that you can connect your Android device to it and then watch your Android apps in full screen. So it's kind of a dual purpose device in that sense. So I'm very curious to see how this all turns out. But let me know what you guys think. And do you think it's a big deal, Apple delaying a year? Overall, the reason why I think this is big, if you don't know, Apple's AR division specifically, AR glasses is the last thing Tim Cook wants to do as CEO. So Tim Cook, you know, he's not going to be around forever as CEO, and that is the biggest things he wants to do, is basically before he retires, he wants to see Apple's AR glasses come to life, come to launch and everything. So that is why it's such an important milestone, because that's the last thing he wants to do throughout his time as CEO. He's definitely taken Apple in a more affordable route and more services-based route than like Steve Jobs did, per se. It was definitely, you can buy an iPhone at any price, as opposed to Steve Jobs' Apple, which was more of, I want you to basically only buy these products if you can afford them at these prices. So very different Apple overall in his time. But again, a good strategy for services. All right, guys, and that was the news this week. Now let's get to your questions. Again, if you have a question you want to ask, just ask it in the comment section down below, and I will answer it before the end of the show. We will start off with VC's question. I have a Samsung and I can't find wireless buds that don't come off my ear. while working out. I sweat more than others. Any suggestions? Thank you. So overall, for people that have issues with earbuds falling out, I typically go a couple of routes. So the first route I would go, I actually have two headphones that would work great for it. Let me open this both up so I can get both of them. And okay. There's that one. And I don't see the other one right now. Dang it. Okay. So the first one is these ones. They are the Soundcore. What are these? Soundcore Liberty 3 Pros. They're the last ones I did a video on, which I want to say are the Soundcore Liberty 3 Pros. But the reason why is because with this one, it has this little part. This little part pushes up against your ear so that it will not fall out. So that's what the idea is that you want to look for something that has that kind of tip so that it pushes up. And let me know if you guys can see me and hear me and everything like that, but I will go on and I'll keep a look at the chat. So basically, the ear tip pushes up against your ear so that it will not fall out. So that's a big thing for it. But these are one of the best sounding. But the things that I love about this one the most is one of the only products that you have to do it through the app. So you have to connect it to an Android or iOS device in order to do this as your first device. But once you have it set up on an Android or iOS device, you can go into the Soundcore app and you can make it work with a second product regardless of the product at the same time. So basically, if you have an iPhone and an Android tablet, you can work with both. If you have, an Android phone and a Windows laptop, it can connect to both. If you have an Android phone and a MacBook, you can connect it to both. So that's the really cool part about this. It can connect to two products at the same time, which is very rare. Only the Jabra 85Ts are the only other one that can do it that well. So that's a big one for it. The other ones, I do not know where they are, unfortunately. I thought they were in my bag, but I cannot see. I can easily grab. Okay. The other ones I will just look up. And these are some new ones that I just got that I really must say I have been very impressed with for the most part. I still have to do a few more tests, but not going to say it yet, but it has a chance at doing very well at the Starbucks comparison. And I just don't know where I put them. So it is the Shocks with a Z Open Run Pros. So these are some really good ones. And before, let me show you guys. Okay. So first, let me show you guys the one I was looking at. So these ones are the ones that I was looking at a second ago. Let's go ahead and show you guys. So I'll send you guys the link for this one. So these ones are $169. And that is the one that, again, that I was just showing you guys a second ago. And then the other ones are very unique. So these are the Shock Open Run. So these go off of bone conduction, and it literally sits right here against your jawline, basically. And what these do very well is, so far when I was in a call where it was a busy area, it wasn't Starbucks, but they said they could hear me perfectly clear. Like, they thought I was just talking on the phone. It's how clear it was. Keep in mind, I was even in a place inside, so I was actually wearing my mask. So I was very surprised by that. And they're obviously made for working out and running because they are open ear headphones. Now, what does that mean? That means that when you're using these, you can actually hear everything around you. You can pause it easily enough to And you can even turn up the volume, which most headphones do not do. So I really love this happens. So you have one button right here on this side, and then I don't know if I can see the other side. On the other side, you have two buttons on the bottom right here. So really good. I had a friend that used to swear by these, the older version of them, for his bike riding. He used to bike ride to work. And so these are just some really, really good ones. And these are the Shock Open Run Pros. Just came out. So these are the top two I would recommend, depending on if you want in-ear or out-of-ear. But I think both of these will do really good for what you're looking for. Again, I have touted the Liberty 3 Pros for a while now. I really love them. I would probably say they were my top headphones of last year. Of 2021, they were probably my favorite headphones. I do have a full review on them too, so check out our channel, the Soundcore Liberty 3 Pros. We have a full review on it so you can get more in depth for it. I showed the app and everything about it, but really, really impressive quality. However, again, I have been really impressed by this new one in terms of being able to hear everything and all that kind of stuff. There is the only one thing I would say is, unless you really are wearing it all day, I do find like I don't know where to put it, if that makes sense, because it has a little case that it comes with, which is cool. But if you're not using that case, like it's like, wait, where do I put this? And I seem to have done that because I do not know where they currently are right now. I don't know if I left them in my car or where they are, but I have been testing these out, and the quality has been really good. So definitely shout out to Shocks. They just changed their name, by the way. They were called Aftershocks. They just changed their name at the end of 2021. First time testing these out, and I have been very impressed by them so far. So hopefully that helps, and hopefully one of those will work for you. And please let me know if you do end up buying one of these, how well it worked. Again, the ear tip going out, and you can see this one doesn't really have a big one on the stock one that it comes with, but you have like 4 different choices. And again, I show it all in the video, so you can see just how many customization you really have, which I love about it. I don't know if they have a picture of the box, but it's just so much fine tuning. You get, yeah, look at this. Like so much fine tuning you can do in terms of all these different ear tips that go inside your ear and all these different wings. So you will find a pair that's going to fit you great. So yeah, Liberty 3 Air Pros for the earbuds, and then the Shocks for the open ear running. And so it basically depends on where you're working out, right? I feel like if you're working out inside and you kind of just want to tune everything out, this is more ideal for that purpose. And if you want to work out running outside or cycling or anything like that, this is going to be the better choice so you can still hear everything around you. And again, the call quality, at least when traveling, has been great. Still got to put it up to the Starbucks test, so probably we'll do that tomorrow. All right. Didn't they rename the Note 22? Yes. So let's get back to the questions. So it is going to be the S22 Ultra as of right now. Now, Samsung internally is still calling it the Note series. So very interesting to see how that will go. But yeah. I work in a warehouse. They don't come out. The LG Tones, dude, that's old school. LG hasn't done tones for a little bit. They actually have a new really cool one that I did want to check out. And that is LG has these like earbuds that are kind of expensive, but the really cool thing is they have a built-in auxiliary cable inside of them, so you can plug them into any device, right? So you can plug them into basically like a TV or a gaming system, and effectively it turns it into Bluetooth, so with no latency. So that's pretty cool thing that LG had in their latest one. Those are called the Free Tones, I think are the new ones. But yeah, that one just came out at CES. What time is it? 1:16, of course. Would love to get the S22, but I can't afford it yet. Hey man, it takes time for all this kind of stuff. I am supposed to be getting the Galaxy S21 FE, I think tomorrow. Or Tuesday. So we will be doing the unboxing, how to speed it up, how to improve battery life, how to improve the camera quality and all that stuff will be coming to the channel for sure. Is it safe to remove the screen on the Z Flip 3? So I removed the screen on both the Z Flip 3 and the Z Fold 3, just so you know. For me, myself, I do have a glass screen protector on the Z Fold 3. I did a video on both of them. The glass screen protector has lasted since I put it on there, which I could be wrong, but I want to say I put it back on there like in September, October. Like, it was pretty early on, so it's definitely been over 3 months having it on here. Absolutely love it. Whitestone dome glass, you know, the guys I'm always doing Whitestone dome glass, just their quality is the best. And I've never been sponsored by them. Like, they should pay. But yeah, I actually got it for the Pixel 6 Pro, so I'm going to be putting that on it tomorrow. So I love Whitestone dome glass, very good quality. This is what you have to know about removing the film. One, I personally completely recommend it. I hate the film. It just doesn't feel, it feels 10 times better once you take it off. Here's what you should know though, legality wise and everything like that. Are you allowed to take off the film? Yes, 100%. It does not void your warranty if you take the film off. However, there's an asterisk to that. And that is, if while removing the film, you just go, and damage your screen, Samsung will not cover it because you chose to remove the film instead of taking it to one of their technicians that will remove the film. And by the way, it's very rare that you have a Samsung location nearby you. Yes, there's some that do exist. In Los Angeles, we have one in Glendale that's always been there. So I have, on the Fold 2, I took it there for them to remove the film, and they will remove it for you. But again, just to clarify all that, it does not void your warranty to take it off. However, it does void, your warranty is voided if you damage it when taking off. So it's a very thin line there. I have taken, again, off of both of mine, just from my experience. I don't know how you could damage it unless, again, you were reckless and just like, I don't care about this $1,000. You know, like, just, I don't care. Like, you know, I think of the Wolverine in, what's it called? X-Men vs. Street Fighter, the Raj, you know, and he kind of just like, in terms of that. But yeah, unless you're reckless when doing it, I think you'll be just fine taking it off, no problem. Whitestone dome glass though does have a replacement film that's a better quality film if you do want to install that. And of course they have the bendable glass, which I have both of them. I haven't had any issues with them. Some other people have said it broke and snapped and all that kind of stuff. Again, I've had it for I don't know how long now. Again, over 3 months easily. Probably 4 or 5 to be honest, but no issues whatsoever with it. And what's the best screen protector replacement? It is Whitestone dome glass. I will quickly put that in there. You said for the Flip 3? Flip 3 Whitestone. I cannot find their glass version of it, but here is the film for it. And the film is really cheap. I mean, you're talking about $10, so very inexpensive, but here's again the film one, but I cannot find the glass one, based off of a quick search, mind you. But yeah. And I don't know what the difference between these two was. Apparently Whitestone had 2 different films, but yeah, there it is. And unfortunately, I just from a quick search, I can't find the glass one. But yeah, love their quality. Again, really top notch. All right. I use the Galaxy Light earbuds. They don't fall off live. So for me, Galaxy Buds, and again, everyone's ears are different, and that's why earbuds are so tricky. For me, I have, a bunch of earbuds, right? Bunch of earbuds that I've had, tried them, and all these kind of things, right? So I have a bunch of earbuds that I try out, always have access to. I'm lucky enough to give them a lot to my friends as well. So for me, like the Pixels were really good at staying in, again, because they have that like tip for your ear so they don't fall out. These are not customizable though, in terms of the wing, which is why I like the Soundcore better. But the biggest time that I would say I have found out that earbuds typically fall out, and this was true for the clear headphones that I had, and for the Samsung Live and Bud 2s and Bud 2 Pro or Bud Pros, is that when I ate something and my jaw is moving up and down on here, it falls off. So the only ones that really haven't with that scenario have been Jabra and the Soundcores. Obviously Shocks too, because they can't fall off. So those are the ones that I would say have stood out the most in that sense. Pixel 6 or wait for the new Samsung S22 Plus is what I think you meant. Pixel 6 is great. Again, I gave that phone to my daughter, and she's absolutely loved it. Huge upgrade from her LG G7, I think it was, or G8. I think it was G8. Yeah, LG G8 to the Pixel 6. Huge upgrade, right? Huge quality and camera and all that stuff. And, knock on wood, me and her have not had a lot of the software issues that have plagued Pixels, apparently. You've heard it from MKBHD, you've heard it from, my Twitter doesn't crash. I'm sorry, guys. I can scroll up and down as much as I want. It doesn't crash. Like, Dave 2D, all these people have bashed on all the software issues with it, which, again, like, they're out there. But, luckily I haven't had any issues with any apps crashing or doing weird tricks or whatever. I am on the latest one. As soon as it came out, I did switch over to the January one because I heard it fixed a lot of the bugs that people were having. So I try to stay up to date with it, but I have not had any bug issues with my Pixel. Very lucky in that sense, and I understand that I am. But I think overall, you would probably get a better camera quality with the Pixel 6. For me, though, I would say, as I've seen so many Android users that have had Samsungs go to other phones, I would say if you've had a Samsung and you're familiar with Samsung Android version, I would say you're probably going to like the S22 Plus more overall in terms of a better experience. I will be the first to admit I love the Pixel for a lot of things, but in terms of having the best interface, I'm always going to go Samsung. Until Pixel offers me something like Good Lock, which I've done plenty of videos on, it's just not going to rank near there in terms of having a perfect Android experience. I still do not like the interface on Pixel in comparison to Samsung for that reason alone. And it's why one of the reasons why I cannot wait to go to my S22 Ultra, because that is going to be the perfect experience, especially with having the pen back. Oh, I'm going to love it. Howdy, with the high price, I'm not sure which one to get, the 8 Ultra or the S22 Ultra. Yeah, both of them are going to be priced about the same, right? I would say a smartphone is better overall investment for most people in comparison to a tablet. I think a tablet is definitely a secondary product, and that's just from my experience. And again, I love having a tablet. I've always had an Android tablet since, oh God, what was the horrible operating system? Honeycomb. Ever since the first Android tablets came out with Honeycomb, and then they had the much better version of Ice Cream Sandwich and then Jelly Bean, Android tablets have been a staple for me. Always just an amazing way to watch content, better than any other device by far. Yeah, I think that one's going to be really well done in terms of it. Um, let's see. I've been on the Note 10. Can't wait for the S22 Ultra Plus. Note 5G, great phablet. Yeah, no, I think a lot of people are excited who got the Note 20 and Note 20 Plus. This is the phone to upgrade to. I think it's been the phone a lot of people have been waiting for, quite frankly. So I definitely think it's really good for that purpose. How much does the screen replacement on the Z Flip 3 even cost, you know? Screen replacement? Typically Samsung will replace the screen one time for free if you got it in the US. But otherwise, it's probably going to cost like astronomical amount, like compared to regulars. I'm guessing 300 to 500, but I don't know. You would probably have to look it up, do a Google search on it. You could see if you break iFix, that is a Samsung certified repair center. Last time I checked, they might have a price for it. Hi, Ricky. Do you know about the new Matter protocol? Yeah, it's coming in the near future. Yeah, so the Matter protocol is basically the new smartphone allegiance kind of thing. Or smartphone. Did I say smartphone? It's been smart home. Allegiance for everyone. So these are new standards that are going to be followed by the big three or big four. I guess Apple too. They're going to be followed by the big ones. So Google, Amazon, Samsung, and Apple will all follow these protocols, and everyone that works with them is basically going to follow them as well. So you're talking about every, Govee, LifeX, Philips Hue, all these companies are going to start following these basic protocols. It's a lot of behind the scenes stuff, so it's not going to be, nothing. You're just going to look for that Matter symbol kind of thing that's going to be start label on them, and that's what's going to be the main thing to look for. But yeah, that's the whole idea behind it. It's been confirmed now for a while now that all these big companies were going to back it. So yeah, really good. I have a pair of shocks. They work well. You won't get super bass, of course. You get it will not get super loud, but they're a good option if you're in your headphone arsenal. These do have apparently better bass than before, better sound from before. These are my first shocks I've ever owned. These just came out last week at CES. I was lucky enough to be one of the first to use them. They sent it to me before CES so I can wear them over there. And again, I've been very impressed by the quality so far. Who remembers RICKY, the Android guy? I followed you since 2014. Greetings from Mexico. Hey, Jorge. Yeah, no, I mean, for sure. Back in the day, man. It's been a long ride. For those of you who don't know, next month is 10 years. 10 years I've been doing this YouTube channel. Straight up 10 years. So, let me actually look that up. When did I start? I know it's February. February 2012 is when I started this channel. But even I do not know the exact date. But we are coming up on 10 years. So that is pretty cool. February 16th. So exactly 1 month from today. 10 years in this game, in this business of reviewing products. So it's been a great run for me so far. Is there a million things I would do differently? Absolutely. I wish I knew, what I knew now kind of thing and all that stuff. But I loved all the experience, and I hope to keep growing as I keep at it. If you could own any car, what would it be? This is a more sentimental thing for me. I'm not saying this is the best car out there. But if I were to be able to own any car, it would be... I don't even know if it's the top of the line, but the Mustang Mach-E. I grew up with a Mustang. That was my first car, so I just, always loved that quality. The Mach-E is one of those very few electric cars that are over, 300 miles per charge on there. And I've heard a lot of good things about it. I've heard some bad things, of course, with all the software stuff. But that is the good thing about electric cars is that they get over-the-air software updates. So that is good. That your car can be improved without there being a recall. So if I could get any car, that would probably be it. I would indeed choose it over a Tesla, just for the fact that although Tesla has better software, I don't like that I can't do Android Auto on Tesla. And overall, I don't like some of the changes Tesla made, especially on the latest Model S, that it's just so minimalistic that it's annoying, and how minimalistic it is. Like, you have to touch a bunch of dials just to change one thing on a touchscreen, and you can't change it on your steering wheel. I am a steering wheel kind of guy where I want everything I can control on the car to be on my steering wheel. So yeah, for me, it would be the Mach-E. I have gone electric for the past year and a half now. I have a Hyundai Ioniq electric, small, kind of like better looking than a Prius kind of car, but it's fully electric. But it's a small car. Like, I can only go 130 miles without needing a charge. But perfect for a commuter car. I mean, I haven't paid for gas in over a year and a half. It's awesome, right? Like, like the money that I would have paid for gas is paid for this car, basically. Because in my job before, I was paying about 300 plus in gas, and this car note is a little under 300. So basically, it just pays for itself in a sense. So I've been very happy with that. But man, yeah, if I could have a car that could go the distance, so to speak. Even that new Ford F-150 electric, that one can get like freaking 500 miles per charge, which is just insane. Like, I'm not a truck driver, but the thing that car has, like where you have outlets all over it and you can do all these crazy things, it's so cool to me. But yeah, I am a fan of electric cars. For that reason, I know it's a divisive thing and all that kind of stuff. Some people will never get an electric car, and that's fine. But for me, it's just been pretty awesome because of the fact that that just, again, not paying for gas for over a year and a half. How many of you out there in the chat would love to never pay for gas again? Just let me know in the comment section. Would you just love to never pay for gas again? And to a couple of things that people always ask about, no, my electric bill hasn't gone up. No, it's not really an issue or anything like that in terms of it. I was lucky enough, though, that my garage had a dryer electric plug that I instead used for it. So I didn't even have to pay for like installation or anything like that. I literally just spent like $300 on a fast charger, wall plug for a dryer to my car, and that was it. And my car charges in 4 hours. So I'm pretty happy about that. So yeah. Today I tried to install the film, but I didn't follow the directions, so I ended up getting a lot of bubbles. Now I need a new one. Oh, so sorry, Southpaw. I know it happened. Dude, I'm the worst. Well, no, I think I'm pretty good. I would say I'm average now at screen protectors, but I was definitely the worst person ever to install screen protectors when I first started this channel, so it's something that it gets better over time for sure. Ricky, any app to improve the split screen on the Pixel 6 Pro? The stickway is horrible. I found the edge panels, but do not know any split screen back button or something. No, I don't. I haven't looked into it, though. I will try to look out for it, Luca, to see if I can find anything. But I've never looked into it simply because it's Samsung. I have it, right? So I've just never really looked into it for a Pixel. I should start looking more into like Pixel solutions that can make it more Samsung-esque. And I know people like in the tech world will say like, oh, that's blasphemy, Google purists, all that kind of stuff. But I think most average consumers would like it to have some of the features that Samsung gives that Pixel doesn't. Is there anything we need to know about Google Play being available on Windows? No new updates on that. I'll let you know as soon as I find out. But yeah, nothing. And since they announced it, that was it, basically. So, as far as I know, too, it's not Google Play itself. It's only Google Play games. So I don't think it'll be the entire App Store. I think it'll only be games. Will there be workarounds and other things that can get around it? Probably. But we'll have to wait and see that. Should I put a password? I like to access my phone quickly, but would like it to be more secure. I think if you're fine putting a password, then do a fingerprint scanner, do a face unlock, or, just depending on what you want. Like, I have a Samsung Watch, so if you have something like Bluetooth connected to it, you can go into settings, and I showed this on my setup videos, but you can go into settings on any Android device, and if you have a Bluetooth device paired to it, it won't need a lock screen. But if you disconnect from it, then you will need a lock screen. So say if you ever left it behind, your watch is no longer connected to it, your headphones are no longer connected to it, then it requires a lock screen. But as long as it's with you and you have those things connected to it, you'll never ask for a password. So that's a pretty good way of going. But yeah, I mean, I for one, I use a password because I have a channel. Did I ever have a password before I had a channel? Granted, this is 10 years ago and smartphones were still new. No, I didn't ever see a need for it. Do you think it will be worth it to switch from the S21 Ultra to the S22 Ultra? As of right now, I would say only if you want the S Pen. If you don't want the S Pen, I would say no. But give me time to get the phone, and I'll find out. Have you gotten the Pixel January update? What do you think? I did get it. As I said earlier, I never had any issues with the Pixel 6 Pro, so I've never had any issues with it. The fingerprint is okay. It's faster than like a Samsung fingerprint scanner. So I haven't had the issues that a lot of people have had. I'm very lucky in that sense. I know they're out there, but so I haven't had any issues with it. Is there any way to fix a stuck screen Pixel without getting a screen replacement? No, that's a hardware issue. So no, there wouldn't be a fix for that. What are your thoughts on Polk surround sound systems? I think they're pretty good from what I've seen. I've only seen them when doing videos for Newegg, so I've gotten to test them out in that sense. But I've never used one myself, like in a home scenario. So that being full disclosure, I like some of their features, like clarity in sound for voice. That seems like a really cool feature that I would definitely like. I like that it's Wi-Fi enabled to connect. So if you want to connect it via different devices, you have a lot of good abilities to do that. So yeah, that's my thoughts on it. They still haven't shown the keyboard for the Tab 8. No, that has not leaked yet. So hopefully soon. Ironically, 1 month away from 116 to 216. Yep, it is officially. I didn't catch that joke earlier, Quiet Storm. It is 116 today. Thank you for letting me know. For those of you who don't know, 116 is not only a shirt that we have with some of our merch, but let me just switch to this real quick. It's always 116 here. That's where that joke came from. So this wallpaper was around back in the day when I was using a green screen. And so I've always kept it just so that you guys always know it's 116 here. Yeah, let's go and see. Drunken Anniversary Mobile Weekly. Just quick thought, but seriously, good job on growth of the channel. We really appreciate the tech information you put out every week over the years. Thank you so much for that, Chad. I really do appreciate it. Yeah, Drunk Mobile Weekly Anniversary. I did do Drunk Mobile Weekly last year, didn't I? Yeah, I don't know what I'm going to do this year. I honestly haven't thought it out so much. It's a Wednesday too, so I don't know if we'll do anything on that day, but maybe we'll do something special for the I think I'm going to be out of town the 20th. Okay, yeah, we'll definitely try to figure something out. I think I'm going to be out of town on the 20th. That's Sunday. I think me and my wife are going somewhere because it's President's Day weekend. Always pro tip, Never celebrate Valentine's Day on that date. Celebrate it the weekend after, the weekend before. You save money that way. So yeah. Let's see. And would be reminisced not to remind everyone the one and only 51st date questions, and not able to keep any prices gas officially, at least, but we kind of have shameless plug. So definitely, of course, I have to do my shameless plug that I do every week, and that is for 51st date questions. That is the app that I created that you can do on a first date or with your significant other for many years. You ask them questions, they ask you questions, you find out about each other and your thoughts right now. It's really simple and easy. Great to find out if you have chemistry with someone on a first date, and great to see what your significant other is thinking. Great for a fun date night, and it's free. Go ahead and check out the link in the description down below. 51st Date Questions is available for iOS and Android. Thank you for that shameless plug reminder, Quiet Storm. Panels is an amazing app, an alternative for edge panels. Oh yeah, I think I remember that one. I remember doing that kind of app like for a while. There was one where you slid it out and you had to hold it and then slide down. And there was another one where you swiped and then tapped it, just like Samsung panels is. So there have been many versions like that, but I've not seen one for split screen in a little while that's actually good. Upgrading my Note 20 Ultra to the S22 Ultra 512 model. Yes, remember that, by the way, because I know it's going to be a contention point for a lot of people. And that is that you want to note one thing about these devices, and that you're not going to probably have a SD card on these new devices. So just note that. Will you do another must-have apps video? Yeah, I'm sure I'll do it this year. I probably won't do it till like June or something like that, like no time in the beginning, just because honestly, most of my apps have stayed the same. So I like to give it time between. I don't know when the last time I did a must-have apps video, to be quite honest. Let me do a quick search. And I don't remember when the last time I did it. But I feel like it was soon, right? Okay, so I did it for tablets 6 months ago. And yeah, I did it for the S21 7 months ago. So I guess I could do it every year. I haven't for a while now. So, but yeah, I'll try to see what I can do for it. Let's see. How long is the warranty on the Z Flip 3? Most warranties are a year for it. Trying to get my wife to be okay with that I'm a tech junkie. How did you do it? I made it a tax write-off. I definitely have an addictive personality. I do. So the one way I was okay with, buying all this tech and everything like that, every tech I buy is a write-off as long as I do a video on it. So I can be like, babe, I need to get this new $2,000 laptop. I need it for work. It's what do you want me to do? I need this new phone. I need this, all this kind of stuff. But it was a process, obviously. Again, I've been doing it 10 years, so it's not like an overnight thing. But it's been a very fun thing, and it's definitely something that I really have gotten into over the years, and I built up over time. I mean, 10 years ago when starting this channel, I was techie, but I became more and more techie as I got more involved with the tech world, basically, As I started doing videos for it, I meticulously figured more things out than I probably would have otherwise. And that was fun for me. And, I have definitely had my times where I've been drained. I think CES was so good for me to get back into doing videos and back into editing and all that kind of stuff, because I was kind of, out of it. I was just like, I need some time off kind of thing. But it happened. I mean, that's why I really didn't upload that many videos last month. And this video, I think I've already uploaded more videos in this month than I did all last month. And I'm not, it's something that it's a balancing act. I always tell everyone that, because in those 10 years time, I became, a fiance, a husband, a father too. So it's just like all these different things have changed. So time has changed, perspective has changed, vacations have changed, all that kind of stuff has changed. And then obviously the last 2 years have been all kinds of change. So yeah, so it's something that, to be a tech junkie, make it work for you in whatever you're doing. If you want to get a high-end phone, justify it for yourself. Whether that be utilizing that phone more than your old phone did. Maybe your old phone wouldn't have been able to take as good photos for, like, real estate or Etsy shop or whatever it would be, right? Like whatever you can flip it around to something you like. That's the biggest thing that I would say. Yeah, it's something that do it so that it works for you. If you want to get a really nice laptop, make sure that you can make money off of it. If you want to get, this really nice tablet, make sure that you get your money's worth. Like whatever it is, make sure you get your money's worth. That's the best advice I'd probably give to a tech junkie, is kind of like, make sure that you really get your money's worth out of it. Don't, it's hard because, yeah, you want to buy something new every time it comes out. But if you can justify it to yourself, it's easier to justify it to other people. Do you think it's too late for someone to create a successful reviewing channel or YouTube channel like you or MKBHD? No, not at all. I really don't. And this coming from a person that you like in anything, I feel like you need to reinvent yourself if you're a brand or a personality after so long, right? Like a Keanu Reeves, as an example, more recently, right? He was known for The Matrix after being known for Bill and Ted, for depending on how far back you go. So he was known for The Matrix forever. We never thought we would know him for anything else. And then John Wick came out, completely reinvented it in a different style, different kind of thing and all that stuff and all that. Really awesome. And that's the kind of thing you need to reinvent yourself or get known for something else. I am myself starting a new, trying to do new things with YouTube Shorts this year, because I've seen so many success stories with it. And I always, you're like, the reason I started this channel I've said this story plenty of times, but the reason I started this channel was because of the fact that I saw people on The Verge, on Engadget, and all these different websites not knowing a damn thing about Android. And I was yelling at the screen like, yes, it can, you idiot, when they would say, oh, too bad that this Android tablet can't do it like an iPad can. And it pissed me off, because I was like, I could do this, and I could do this better than they can. And I did it. Like, I mean, I'm not saying that I'm better than those channels which have high quality production that I quite frankly probably could never do. Unless I had a team of things that I could never do as high of a quality as production as that. But I said I could do it, and I did it, and I went out there and I did it, basically, right? So if you I feel like a lot of people who get into this do it because there's something missing. Whether it be like, oh man, what's his name? Josh. I forget his last name. But Josh, this really cool guy who covers Samsung, he has an amazing Twitter presence that I could never have. And he's a smaller channel than me, but he got recognized by Samsung in bigger ways than even I did. Just because of his Twitter. And again, that was something he was really good at that I'm not. And he edits everything on his Samsung smartphone. So Samsung loves that, of course. So things like that. It's really kind of interesting to see how that is. But yeah, so that's kind of something that I would, there's always something missing. Your job would be to figure out what it is. So yeah. All right, guys. On that note, I think we will call it a show. Thank you guys always so much for tuning in and watching and help supporting the channel. I really do appreciate it. Make sure before you leave, click a like, thumbs up button. It really helps me out every time you guys click that button, every time you guys share a video, every time you guys watch a video. All that kind of stuff really helps out. So keep doing it, and I'll keep doing videos for you guys. Thank you guys always so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. This has been RICKY, the YouTube Tech Guy.
Thank you so much again for watching. Make sure